Hi, this is Real Talk. I'm Robin Mosner, and I'm here with my partner, Lori Davis. And today we are going to be discussing the top 10 reasons why you should not be joining eXp. Number 10, eXp is not for everyone. Number 9, eXp is not for new agents. Number 8, they don't really give you stock. They don't really award you with stock options. Number 7, revenue share is the same as profit sharing. Number 6, you are not allowed to have a physical office. Number 5, agents are more interested in recruiting than selling homes. Number 4, eXp is just a fad. Number 3, eXp is a virtual agent without any interaction or socialization with other agents. Number 2, there is no accountability to motivate and help you grow. Promises are made but not kept. And the number one reason why you should not be joining eXp is once someone recruits you, you don't hear from them again. Hey, Lori, what do you think about those top 10 reasons why somebody should not be joining eXp?
Well, I have definitely heard all of these objections when it comes to agents that have reached out to me. And, I think that it's really sad, actually, that this is what people think, because eXp is such an amazing opportunity for agents. And they're really, instantly that wall is put up where they don't want to hear about it because they've heard these objections. And these objections could be coming from the broker they're with or another broker they're interviewing with. This is, it gets out of real estate school. It's very important for them. They're very scared. They want to make sure they hook up with the right company because they're new. And a lot of agents that are new are missing out on eXp when they really should be with eXp, and they don't know that because of these objections. So I'm very passionate about making sure we correct some of these reasons right now. And so, guys, I really ask you to listen to what we say because, again, without a doubt, you're hearing one, if not many, of these objections.
Right. And, I just want to point out that some of these objections, you can find them across all of brokerages. All brokerages are not the same, even if it's a franchise. Not all franchise offices are the same.
Good point.
So we do agree that, hey, there are some issues. It's really important to make sure that you interview the person as much as they're interviewing you, the person that's bringing you over.
Correct. And that's with any brokerage. Like she said, I have worked for other large franchises. I've worked for boutiques. I've, ran my own company as well. And I can tell you that you can't really classify the scenario that you're going through at the blame of the broker or the company in general. Okay.
Right.
You need to really look at the people you're connecting with and going back to working with like-minded people, right? And that's really where you have due diligence as an agent because this is your career. This is your business. Right. It does matter who you're working with. So Robin, as far as the top 10 here, eXp is not for everyone. As far as that comment, and we'll tell you the truth, that right there is something that is true. eXp is not for everyone. And the reason being is because if you are happy with basically on a 50-50 split or a 60-40 and you like the broker does a lot of things for you, maybe you don't even enter your own listings into the system, things like that. If you're really used to being handheld, maybe eXp is not for you. So you want to look at it as eXp is an umbrella. It's a real estate platform that is meant to help you be able to grow your business faster and better and for less money. But if you like to spend your money and you like to give it back to your broker, by all means, you should do that. That is, not something that would be a good fit for you with eXp.
I want to just add to that, regardless if you're in real estate or if you're in any other career, your success is going to be dependent upon how much you put into it. And you have to be assertive. eXp, you're right, it's not for everyone. Not only eXp, I'm going to say real estate isn't for everyone.
Oh,
you have to be assertive. When I first joined real estate, I had a paradigm shift. I went from being a software engineer into real estate where I had to sell myself. And I knew nothing. What did I do? I lined myself up with a good lender, a good title person, a home inspector. I sat down with them and I said to them, you know what? I'm new. Tell me the questions I need to ask.
Yes. Yes.
My learning curve was cut drastically by doing that. If I would have sat at a desk in an office and depended upon my colleagues to teach me, I would not have the career that I have.
Right?
That's
correct.
Let's
be real. Your colleagues aren't going to share because you're competition under your
That's
own
right.
Your broker may handhold you because they're the ones making money from you. The colleagues in your office make no money from you. So they don't
Right.
have a vested interest in you to help you. So that conception that your office is going to help you, that's a misconception.
Right.
Okay. And then on top of that, you know, the hand holding a broker can do, if you're with a large brokerage and you know, my first Remax brokerage had 180 agents in it. There was no way that broker could handhold every agent. So Remax in general looks for seasoned agents because they are larger franchises and they don't want to handhold you. They want somebody else to have trained you and brought you on. Okay. So if you think that Remax is going to do that, maybe if you join a small brokerage with Remax, maybe that broker has time or they've hired somebody to come in and train. But it's really, really important for you to understand that you need to know that a lot of brokerages make promises and they don't come through with it. That's just a fact. So that's when it comes into what Robin is saying is you have to be a self-starter. You have to want to make this your career and your business, and you have to have thick skin.
And do you know what, Lori? Hand holding, when I hear that word hand holding, it sort of gives me like a negative connotation.
Yes.
What I like to think of as giving the correct tools and guiding somebody in the right direction for them to research and come up with an answer and then run it through your broker or another colleague to make sure that it's correct. Because I found that my learning is more increased, or my learning ability is faster if I go and do the research. It sticks more if I go and I find the answer than for somebody to tell me, because I want to know the next time I have that question, am I going to go to that same person, or should I know where to go to find that answer?
Exactly. Now, number 9, we want to talk about new agents too, right? So when it comes back to the fact that a lot of agents are coming out of school, they're trying to pick their broker, and we've heard this so many times because we interview agents all the time, that they are told by other brokers that you better start with us because eXp is not for new agents. You're going to fall on your face. Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you right now that if you as a new agent do not join the right team with eXp or the right sponsor, that is a statement. It is. And so with that being said, if you are a new agent, don't look at the fact that eXp isn't for you. That team or that person you're talking to may not be. So then you go find somebody else, interview several eXp agents and teams, because I'm telling you, eXp is for new agents. It's an amazing program. But again, you're going to need to be plugged in and coached. Coaching is different than mentoring, okay? That is where you want to have a team that actually has coaching put in place as well, because that's where it comes into the accountability. That's where it sets your actual foundation, and that's where you're going to find the success that you need. Wouldn't you agree?
I do agree. Lori, what would you say to an agent that is being recruited by an eXp agent? How can they tell that that agent is the best fit for them? I guess by asking what questions. I would say, you know, how does that agent come across? Are they interested in hearing what your accomplishments are or your objectives are, and how are they going to address them? Are they more interested in telling you about themselves and how successful they are?
Correct. That's a great point, because here's the thing. At the end of the day, this is about your business, okay? So when you're talking to an agent, that's very important. What are you going to do for my business? How are you going to help me grow? Who are you going to connect me to? What trainings do you have weekly above and beyond what's offered by eXp? Is it consistent? How are you, what kind of trainings do you do? Is it on Zoom? Tell me how this works. And so you need to find out, because you need to be comfortable with the way that they run things. And, I would even say, may I join those? May I join the trainings that you have? And prior to becoming with eXp, they should be open to you hopping in on some of these trainings and letting you get to know the other people in the team. And if an agent is just bringing people on and they're dumping you onto somebody else, you need to know that too. Are you sponsoring me and just going to dump me and let me go and let somebody else handle me? Or are you going to have an active part? Because that person is going to be making some money from bringing you on, and they will have a vested interest in you. So you want to make sure that they are doing, what they are supposed to do to help you as their new sponsor and attracting them to, their team.
I would ask them, on top of the opportunities that eXp presents, What do you have? What knowledge and experience do you bring from your years of experience to the table for me? Do you have a niche? Are you going to show me how to decide or identify a niche, and then how to go out and market to that niche? Do you have regular meetings with the people that you brought on? Can I sit in on one of those meetings? Those are all questions that you should be asking. You should be interviewing that person as much as they're trying to recruit you.
Absolutely. And in attracting agents, I really think that as an eXp agent, majority of agents do not attract. A majority of them don't. There's a few that do, and there's a few that dabble in it. But you want to make sure that, are you working with somebody that's seriously about attracting and helping agents, or are they dabbling in attracting agents? That's going to be a difference too.
Right. I want to just, point out, I don't want to come across like we're dissing any agents in eXp that are strictly concentrating on recruiting. I don't want to do that. What I do want to do is I want to point out the fact is new agents that are coming into real estate, their main goal is to sell and list houses, right? So you have to be able to align yourself with an agent that is successful and is still doing that. That is their focus. And recruiting is maybe, comes in second. But if your goal is to make a career out of real estate, buying and selling, you want to align yourself with an agent that is still doing that.
Well, yes and no. I think that, there has to be somebody in that team that doesn't just sell homes, and that they are more focused on attraction, because they do need to have time to help you. So, if somebody's equally selling as much as you are, I'm going to be frank with you, they're not going to have time to really focus on you. So in that team, you need to have somebody in that team that is actually, into basically the next part of their career, where they're just helping agents for the most part. So that, yes and no on that.
Well, I guess, okay, I'm going to come back at you. This is a discussion. You have that agent that has moved from selling brokerage into recruiting. The point is they had experience. That's
correct.
what my point was.
So they've already sold for, for let's say 15, 20, 30, 40 years. They are in the point of retiring from selling, and this is their exit plan. And how to exit from real estate is to attract agents. That's your revenue share. That's your other business. And so every agent will get to a point at some point where they're tired of selling homes. They're tired of, doing that. And so they don't see an end at sight with a traditional company. But with eXp, they do. So that's why I'm saying by yes or no. So
I agree.
Yes.
We're here to clarify, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So the next one is they don't really get stocks awarded to them. I have seen so many Facebook posts, Robin, where brokers are telling them they just interviewed an agent, and they laughed at the eXp agent because they told them that they were awarded stocks, and they're not. So let's talk about that. Are we awarded stocks, Robin, for our selling homes?
You know what, Lori? Last week, guess what I got in the mail?
What'd you get?
My stock statement.
There you go. Are you a stockholder?
I am.
So in other words, let's talk about that, okay? So there are several ways that we are awarded stocks. And because we're a real estate company, first and foremost, we are selling homes, right? That's what we do. That's how the revenues are even created. That's why we have stocks. So the stock ownership, okay, when you actually have your first sale, eXp does award you so much money in stocks. When your agents that you happen to attract have sold their first home, you are awarded stocks. When you reach certain productivity levels with eXp, you are awarded stocks. You did not buy them. We only have one program that we actually buy them. It's called the equity program. And that's when an agent agrees to take 5% of their commission and has Morgan Stanley, who's our broker right now, they take that money, that 5%, and they hold it until it's enough money to buy you stocks. So when we get our stock statements, it clearly says which ones we actually purchased and which ones were awarded. The ones that are awarded are vested in 3 years from the date it's given to you. The ones that you purchase are available right now. So, that's a beautiful part about it. And the thing is, it is nothing like profit sharing, which we're going to hit next. The number 7 was rev share is the same as profit sharing. Profit sharing is what? What is profit sharing? That's a KW term, right? Keller Williams.
You're sharing in the profits of the company.
Of the center. So the profit center, okay, so keep this in mind, eXp is not a franchise. Keller Williams is. Keller Williams sells off franchises, And then in turn, that profit center for the area they're in, it's based on how that center profits. So if there's any profit left after the company pays all their debts and pays all the employees that they have and they pay their, brick and mortar, if there's any profit left, then it's going to be given to split with the agents based on their levels. Okay.
That's right.
So that's profit sharing. It's based on one center. eXp is different. eXp is a revenue share. Okay. And revenue share is based on the people that you actually get a percentage for attracting. And we actually have 7 different levels of pay so that it's fair. It has to be something that is sustainable. So in order for it to be sustainable and to award the agents that are attracting agents or attracting the agents to eXp, then that's how you're paid. If you don't attract an agent, if you don't grow that side of your business with eXp, then you do not have a revenue share. So you just sell homes, and that's what we want you to focus on. Should you want to focus on building your revenue share to create that extra income per month, which is paid on the 22nd of every month, which is basically the way that it's created is it's kind of like the reason that a broker becomes a broker or an owner. They know that if they leverage other agents and they get a percentage of every transaction they close, that's going to give them more money than what they could do on their own. Okay.
Right.
So that's what we're doing is we have the ability to say, okay, I'm going to attract 40 agents to the company. And in turn, this company will continue to pay me for every person that they bring on, clear down through 7 levels. And that is a lot of money as they close homes that I get paid on the 22nd of every month. That's revenue share, and that's the difference between those two.
Right, Lori, I think it's important to just comment on revenue share, that revenue share is taken out of the company split,
Correct.
not the agent split. So that's very
Correct.
important to know.
Very important. So the 20% that you're paying into eXp until you cap, that's where it's coming from. And let's talk about also that the company is debt-free, okay? And that 50% of the profit is put back into the revenue share, and then it is split out as I just shared with you.
About you don't have, or you're not allowed to have a physical office.
Okay, so you are allowed to have a physical office. We do have lots and lots of teams and companies and brokerages that switch their businesses under the eXp Real Estate platform, and they choose to keep their brick and mortar. That is fine. If you can afford it and it's working for you and you're set up and you love it, great. But the whole thing is with eXp, because we are a virtual cloud, we do not need to have brick and mortar, and you can save the overhead to get rid of your brick and mortar if you so choose to do so.
How about agents are more interested in recruiting than selling homes?
Okay, this is another thing. If nobody sells homes, then why would you recruit? Okay, so again, there's a small percentage of agents within the whole 32,000 plus agents that we have in our brokerage. There's a small percentage that is ready to not sell homes, that are actually they're decreasing their business, they are turning around and helping agents, and they are growing that side of their business. Very small percentage. I think they said it was like 3% of those agents. The rest of the agents are just like you, just like any other company. They sell, and the more they sell, the more they're awarded. So that, again, is also not true.
Right. And that goes back to the point that we had discussed earlier. You know, if an agent is more if they came to that point in their life or in their career that they are recruiting, there's nothing wrong with that. Like you said, it's a small percentage. The question to ask is, hey, how are you going to get mentored to? How are you going to be held accountable? Who on their team is going to help fulfill that?
That's right. That's absolutely true. 100%.
Do you think eXp is a fad?
Oh, wow. You know, eXp, I guess a lot of people had worried about that initially, but you know what? We had our 10th anniversary last year. And you guys, I know you've watched our show. We've opened up in 5 more countries. So we are international. We're in every single city, every single state. And so, you know, that is not a fad. This is something that has proven. It's a system that works, and it's attracting mega agents all over the world into this company. So I would say, again, a fad? No, it's not going anywhere.
eXp is a virtual agent without any interaction or socialization with other agents.
Very good. Well, let me tell you something. Let's go back to the fact that when you work for a traditional brokerage, those agents are your competition within your own company. That is where there's no socialization. You might have your mixers and your drinks and things like that and, you know, get somewhat social, but they're not going to be your best friend. They're not going to socialize with you. So get that out of your head, that that even really exists in real estate. Very, very few agents I know have really great close friends that are agents. Most of them, their friends are outside of real estate for that reason. Now, when you're with eXp Realty, are we social? Yes, we are. One, we are on Zoom with each other often because of our trainings that we offer throughout the week where we see each other. Two, we do have meet and greets, and we also have parties that we throw locally, so we do spend time together. We still have our Christmas parties and all those things locally as well. We also get invited to our leadership groups, which is 2 to 3 times a year, where we get to go to hotels and basically just collaborate with each other. And that's not just an eXp corporate thing, that's within our own teams. And eXp also does have 2 meetings a year where we all get together and get to know each other. That's the shareholders meeting, and that is our eXp Con. And that's where we have our breakout sessions and that we learn more from incredible trainers.
That's correct. But number 2, there is no accountability to motivate an agent and to help them grow.
Yeah, you know, I've heard this before too, that promises are made, they're not kept. They, you know, basically nobody checks in on them to say, hey, you haven't sold a house in 2 months. Well, let me tell you something. The people on my team, if they haven't sold, I know they haven't sold, and I need to make sure that they are selling, right? So if I don't see something happening, if they're not plugging in, if they're not showing up at my trainings or our team trainings, I am on the phone with them. I'm messaging them, what's going on? How can I help you? And some of these people, you know, are, you know, getting back to me and say, oh yeah, I do really have to figure this thing out. Well, you know what? Plug in, book a time with me, and let's figure it out. So on my team, on Robin's team, you know, we do watch our team to make sure that they are actually selling. But if, you know, you're with a team that isn't, and again, you didn't do your due diligence and interview with them to make sure that, you know, they are going to keep an eye on you. Me personally, if these agents have vested interest in you, why wouldn't they make sure you're selling homes? Because they get paid when you close. So that is really a misconception as well. And again, promises can always be made and not kept with anybody. So again, that goes
Right.
back to you making sure you're with the right team.
Right. I just want to add on my experience when I first came on to eXp. I had built my business. 95% of my business is referral, but I wanted to expand my business, and I knew the way that I was going to be able to do that was through social media. Being new to social media and not knowing where to start, it can be very overwhelming. I'll tell you, Lori, you helped Damien. Just a handful of people just showed me how to do that. And now my business has increased by utilizing social media, something that I had no idea where to start. So, you know, you want to grow your business or you want to go into a different avenue, the talent and the skills are available to you. So there is accountability, and there are ways to help you grow your business.
And I do just want to say to you guys, you know, within what we've seen with eXp, and I've been with them going on 4 years, I have seen this company grow so massively fast that we had to look at what the problem areas were and fix them. And so I am blessed enough, and so is Robin, to be a part of a team where we watched what was happening and we wanted to make sure we were different, that we actually had we know that there's attrition there, but we wanted to make sure that we kept agents, that we made sure that we put them through training and based on the levels and where they were at. So our team is so hands-on, and all you have to do is plug in and show up and ask questions. That's really all it is. We make it that easy for you.
Yep.
So I love that about our team.
I love it too. And the number one reason why you should not join eXp: once somebody recruits you, you don't hear from them again. And Lori, this is something that's really been on my heart, because I know I'm in Austin, Texas, and I read a lot of the real estate forums and I hear what people say. And that is true. There are people that are going to recruit other agents and they don't hear from them again. And, you know, I just want to point out that that agent doesn't represent everybody within eXp. And we said many times that an agent that is being courted by an eXp agent to come over to eXp, you need to ask them that question. You need to ask them questions. You know, what do you bring to the table? You know, how often am I going to see you? How is your team set up? You know, what tools and resources do you have that I have access to? It's really important for the person being courted to be assertive and ask those questions.
And you shouldn't be charged for additional help either. And I've seen that through other teams where,
Yeah.
you know, they'll say, well, I will do this for you, but there's an additional charge. No, you need to pick a team that they're going to share and pour on you all their expertise in what they do. And you shouldn't have to pay for that. If they want to sell their products and how they do things to other agents, fine. But if they're on your team, that shouldn't be something you have to pay for. Okay.
And you know what, Lori, I think it's really important to point out that just because you talk to one eXp agent, if that is not a personality fit,
don't judge
you
EXP.
can go in. That's right. Well, you know what? Do not let them turn you off to eXp. It's within your right to go and interview with other eXp agents. If that first eXp agent or any agent tells you because they talk to you first, you have to join under them, that is not a correct statement.
No, but you know, I do want to say something too, just because I've learned this myself. I do feel that, you know, sponsorship, you got to decide what's best for you. Again, I was somebody that is a self-starter. I'm a self-learner. I'm a coach and trainer by nature, so I absorb it. But I can tell you that if you have a sponsor that's not local and you need somebody to, you know, one, you expect that sponsor to help you with your contracts. You expect that sponsor to help you with verbiage in your state because every state is different. Then you might want to think about joining a local team, okay, and do your interview that way. That's not everybody I'm suggesting that for. I just know there's certain personalities that they need it. Now your broker will have broker contract training, so you really don't need your sponsor to know your contracts, and that sponsor could really be an out-of-state agent or from another country and really help you and just get you plugged into your local team. But if that's something that's really important to you, that your sponsor can relate to you on that local, you know, laws and whatever, then that's how you figure out who you want to have as your sponsor. But by no means do you have to pick a sponsor in your city or state. You don't. You can interview further out than that. You can just Google and look for people that actually, you know, and if you find people's videos, here's a clue. If you find people's videos like ours, then those are people that are set up to help you. If you Google somebody and you see nothing about agent attraction, nothing about them promoting the company, that's probably not the agent you want to pick as a sponsor. That's probably not, because they're not at the point in their career where they're set up to help you, or even do they know what's available to you within their team.
That's right. You know, it's like picking a sponsor. It's sort of like picking a spouse, right? You're going to be spending a lot of time and depending on them.
Exactly. So I hope you guys found value from this today. Please do your due diligence. Don't judge eXp as a company, you know, for the things you've heard and you've seen. You know, there are going to be bad seeds with every company. There are. So if you ran into a bad seed or you had a bad experience, talk to somebody else, because it doesn't mean that's how eXp runs. And again, ask Robin or I. We will give you guest pass into the world so we can show you the beautiful library and university that we have built for us virtually, where you get 80+ live hours of training a week from incredible trainers, not just your team. That is from and provided by eXp. And then also ask to be included in the trainings that are done weekly for the team. Get to know the people that you're going to be associating with and learning from. Learn, you know, hop on a huddle with them, get to know the other agents. That's super important so that you do feel included and that you know you're joining an incredible team that's excited to have you be a part of it. So again, reach out to us, you guys. Don't judge eXp. Listen to, you know, take what other people say about eXp with a grain of salt and do your own due diligence. Find out the truth, because this is about your career. This is about you, not about anybody else.
That is correct. If you like our talks, please go out to Social Marketing RE Pros and like our Facebook page. And if you have any questions, please send Lori and I a message.
All right, you guys have a great